Alright, I think we're going live here pretty soon. Let's make sure everything's doing. I'll just see a moment. Momentarily. Alright, looks like we're live. Doing homework and a live tutorial on how I color. Just doing some stuff here. I don't know that I'm actually going to be have anybody actually watching. No, we won't have anybody watching. We'll say we're very satisfied. Thanks for the feedback. You're welcome. Alright, so for those of you who may come back and watch this later on, for those of you who will be joining us here in a little bit, my name is Jon Riggins, and I am doing my best to be an artist. Right now I just kind of do what I can, and I work part-time job, and I do this whenever I can do it. Let's see here. It says that it's streaming. I'm learning how to do this for the first time, so everyone's going to have to just kind of bear with me. Alright, so I got chat going. Let's see here. Option features, optional features. Well, that's done, that's done. Everything looks done. Yeah. How do I tweet this out, though? How do I share this? Ah, here we go. Close. Share to Facebook. Post to Facebook. And I'm guessing that's all I really need to do. Alright, so let's come back up here. And yeah. I've never really done this before, you know? At least not on YouTube. I've done it on Twitch a couple of times, but Twitch keeps like freaking out. So, but just again, to those of you who are joining me for the first time, my name is Jon Riggins. The little puppy on the bed is Bucky. Say hello, Buck. Bye, my boy. He's a good boy, too. I love him. Alright, so what we're going to be doing today is, this is a homework assignment that I'm actually doing for class. I'm taking classes with the Art Institute of Pittsburgh online. And, kind of mention that down. And I'm having to do a color study for the villain that I've created for class. I'm using Manga Studio EX5. It's an older version. Clip Art Studio's newer, and I could do a little bit better with it. But I'll probably be getting that when I get my new computer. Hopefully, please let me get a new computer soon. Alright, so I've kind of got some stuff already started here. I've got my color palettes that I've laid out, and that the teacher has to see them as part of the grade. And it's a good thing to practice, too, is to kind of keep your a layer of your palettes that we can just go for it. If you're using Photoshop, you could actually just create swatches over in this section with the color and the color history and whatnot. So that would be something you could do there. Or even down here, like you have options for swatches here, you could create the swatches here. But since the professor has to see the color swatches that I actually used, and it's actually a good idea in case anybody else is coming along and working with you on your project, you need to have a layer with your color swatches out. With that being said, you're probably wondering, well, why are you working on a bright green background? Well, I picked this up by watching a couple other tutorialists, and with the bright green background, what that does is that helps me see if I'm missing any spots, and it's a lot easier to check it to check your work with that than it is with white. So that's what I'm working with today. So I've got the suit. I did the suit just a little bit ago before I decided, you know what, I should stream this. So I decided that I was going to stream it. Zoom in a little bit on my fella here. I'm going a little bit laggy right now because I'm streaming, so my computer's working overtime. We're going to go in. We're actually going to fix a few things while we're here. This has been bothering me line-wise, so I'm going to come up here to the layers and click on this, and we're just going to erase just this line here, and we're going to erase that, and I'm going to grab the pen tool. We're going to set it to black. What's this? Nothing. That's a clean layer. And We're just going to edit a few things real quick. Okay. And down. That way I don't mess up the original layer. There. That's a little bit more symmetrical. It looks a lot better. Let's actually do the same thing. We'll grab this guy right here. Our shortcut for the move is K, unlike with Photoshop, it's, I think, V. So we're just going to kind of even that out just a little bit. Alright, and that looks a lot better than what I originally had. I had to come in here and do a little editing to him too, because I changed the hair. The hair was different. He had like a kind of a curl, and this one it looks kind of like almost like two horns sticking out. That's kind of the idea. Now you'll probably be wondering, you know, that looks like somebody we all know and love, and you're right. It's just it was great to use that as a reference, to use a particular person as a reference. And if you know who it is, I hope you're not offended. But I mean, you could be offended if you want to, but it doesn't matter. Come on. Because he's kind of on everybody's list right now. People love to hate him, hate to love him. Alrighty, so here we go. Grab that. Grab that color, which I already had selected, but that's okay. We're going to grab the turnip pin. I'm just going to kind of come in, clean up those edges a little bit more. A little bit more. Alright. There we go. As you can see, it's a lot easier to see, like, in some of these corners here. Let's see if I can actually get a good corner. We'll probably just do another one. You'll see in a little bit how it's easier to, well, this is a pretty good example here, how easy it is to see. Like, if it was white, it might be a little harder to see that. Disagree with me? That's fine. It's cool. Whatever. You do it your way. It's just how you do, man. Alright, let's come over here. Let's grab some more swatches. Wow, I'm laggy as all get out. Let's see. We're going to grab that. And we're going to come here to this blank layer that I've got. And we're going to grab the fill tool. Which, in order to access the fill tool on Manga Studio, you press G twice. I've got it set to refer to other layers. And what that does is that allows me to fill in an area. And it won't fill up the whole screen. It'll just fill in exactly what I want to fill in. So let's do this real quick. Let's go with the G pen. Let's fill in that blank there. Yeah. All right. There we go. We're just going to clean up a few of these lines, because some of the lines are just a little too thick. That looks good. Add just a few lines there. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's decent. We'll leave it there for now. Switch back to the other color using X. Now switch between your foreground and your background color. And fill in some more of those blanks. And let's see if I can hit those. Yep, I sure did. Alright, now that's just going to be his basic clothes, his kind of undershirt there, that big old white collar. And we're going to hit the clock face. Oh. Again, let's come back here, grab that G pen, oops, and you'll notice I'm actually not using the eraser tool, I'm actually using the pen tool. And the cool thing about Manga Studio is it allows you to maintain the brush or pen tool that you're using. And if you just want to get rid of a little bit of something, or if you want it to to erase something, but you want to have a textured look to it, or some kind of a brush look to it, you can just press the C button, and that turns your pixels into transparent, and you'll be painting with transparencies instead, which is a really great feature, and I really wish that Adobe Photoshop had it, but it doesn't. And if it does, please leave a thing in the comments and say, hey, this is how you do it. That'd be great. I'd love to know. Let's come back down here. Let's grab that. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do skin color. Let's go over here. That's my skin color. And I'm going to go ahead and grab tan. You guys will see why. So we got a new layer. And it's good to label these as you go along. Let's see. Suit. High collar, white collar, skin. There we go. There we go. And again, this is why I use the green, because now I can see where I've missed some spots. Go back to that turnip pin. The turnip pin I like for filling in because it kind of gives you a big, bold swath of color. There we go. Come back up here to the face. That shows me where I've missed it in those little crevices and corners where it couldn't reach. You may think, well, why don't you just color with the pen? You still have to do it. Well, I don't have to do as much. Let's just go ahead and color in the eyes. Okay. Any other skin? No. The only things of skin that we're going to actually see are in his hands. Let's actually zoom out a little bit. Nope, that's the only part of the skin we're going to see. Create a new layer. We're going to name this one eyes and lips. Actually don't have a swatch for lips, so why don't we do this? Let's go back up here to color swatches. And let's create something for lips. Actually, make them a little bit pinker. There we go. Go back to the G pen. Lips. So as I'm going along, I can find out that there are new swatches I need to make, because I have to have a minimum of 10 swatches. But I usually have more than 10. So we're going to grab that. We'll grab... we know it. Nope. Remember. Nope. 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 Let's grab eyes, though. We'll zoom in. Oops. Let's do this real quick, because as I'm zooming in, I realize there's a couple more places that I may have missed. That's lips. For eyes here. Go back for skin. We'll come down here to the skin section, cover that up, cover that up, cover that up. Alright, cool. So eyes and lips. Now we're going to come up here, we're going to go over this layer, we're going to do hair. Come Come back over here, we'll grab the hair colors. And we got a couple of different color for hair. This is our high tone, this is our undertone. Come over here. Got kind of this butterscotch yellow here. Kind of filling some more of those blanks there. Hit it there, hit it there. Looks like I've got to hit a little bit right there. Make sure it's on there. Everything looks good so far. Now this is a really cool trick. We're going to turn the transparent, we're going to lock the transparency pixels so that we're only coloring on that. We're going to switch over to the undertone. Come back this way. Let's go back, turn that off because it looks like I missed a spot there. Turn the transparency pixels back on. I don't like that. I do like it, but not enough. There we are. This just gives our hair a little bit of extra depth. Excuse me. Alright. Now, we're not going to worry too much about doing any more of that because we're going to come in with some highlight and tone later. So we're just going to leave that kind of the color that it is at the moment. So what we need to do now is we need to actually start working on the jewelry and the shoes. So let's actually come down here. We're going to do the shoes next. We'll call this shoes. I actually don't know if I'm going to keep this shoe design. In fact, the more I look at these shoes, the more I hate them. So, come back up here to the suit real quick, fill in a couple of these missing spots. So we'll leave the color for the way it is now, and I'll redraw the shoes later. Actually, no, let's go ahead and redraw the shoes now. I don't like them. Grab that eraser tool. The shoes are just too big, too Willy Wonka-ish. They got an interesting look to them, but I really want that kind of business politician loafer look that I had been drawing in some of my newer drawings. So let's grab that. We'll grab a new one. Let's grab a big old bright blue. Grab the pencil tool. Grab a layer, drag it under. I like that better. Okay, and then we'll add another layer right there of shoe. And that works. Okay, so we're going to come back up this way. Grab that pen tool. And that's why we work on other layers, in case we go past something. Okay. We can always create new layers. Kind of like that idea of like the toe sticking out almost. Kind of like well walked in shoes, but very nice shoes at the same time. Okay. And we'll erase that. And there we go. Add a little bit more shadow there. We'll merge down. We're going to clean up that little line there. And now create a new layer. Perfect. That's exactly the angle I want. We'll just kind of come back and clean that up. That works. Okay. We'll just turn that folder off now. We'll grab that. Since I got it set to other layers, we're gonna do area scaling. We're gonna set it to -2. And as you can see, what that does is it allows me to fill in the layer, but it doesn't go all the way to the lines that it'll touch. In fact, it'll go like 1 or 2 pixels off, depending on how you set it, which is great. Okay. Just kind of clean those up a little bit more. Again, just kind of clean those up. They almost look like animals in and of themselves. That's wonderful. We'll just add a little bit of texture there, like crinkled leather. There we are. Merge that down to that layer, create a new layer on top of that to finish out the shoelaces. Excuse me. Had lunch not too long ago. A little burpy. Okay. And that should pretty much do it. Let's just correct a few more things. He's almost kind of got like this very evil Willy Wonka vibe to him. Turn that back on. And I like that. We're just going to have to go back down here and let's see. Oh, shoes. Here they are. And since it would just be easier to do this. Go here, grab the shoes. Oh, right. Refer to other layers. It's freaking out. Alright, there we go. Okay, we'll just grab the pen tool, grab that turnip pen. We'll set it to a pretty big size, and we'll just do a nice little swath of color over it. I'm gonna make sure that grabs everything. Whoop, we did miss a little bit. Whoop. There. Let's go ahead and grab black again, come back up here to that, and we'll fill in with the G pen. Now the G pen's like a dip pen. And it's supposed to emulate kind of like how you would ink with an inking pen. Okay, so that's the shoes. Let's come over here. We've got skin, we've got hair. Let's do this, and let's just call it accoutrement. And I'll probably butcher the spelling of that, but whatever. Okay. Chains. Again, we're just going to kind of fill in. Oops, I've got it set to the wrong thing, although it had a really cool effect to it. Let's take that area scaling up to about 6. Just go straight up the middle with it. Just again, go straight up the middle with it. Pop. Pop, 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 pop. Grab our brush here. It just might be easier to do the brush with these guys here. Do-do. Do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Make sure that's all hit. Let's do this. There we go. We're going to have to zoom in on this one. This one will be a little bit trickier. We'll probably have to use the pen tool on this one. All right. And we've got a pretty good start. We can kind of go past the lines on this one. It'll keep me inside my lines there. And, you know what? Just for kicks and giggles, Oh, my laundry's done. I'll have to fix that later. The white color. Wait, everything looks good. Come back up to accoutrement. Grab that color again. Grab our fill tool. This guy's a little pimp cane. And let's just erase the inside of that real quick. And we'll come back down and make sure it's nice and clean. Again, grab that pin. Actually, let's zoom in first. Grab the pen tool. Oh. Kind of come up, and we're not going to grab these little green spots right here because that's not where the chain technically is intersecting. Alright, that looks pretty good there. Now we're going to come over here. Now the eyes on the watch face. That, and we're going to grab this and this and get that watch face there. Again, we're going to grab the G pen tool. You know what? And that'll create kind of like little cast shadows for us. Yeah, there we are. And just like that. Since that's also part of it, we're gonna... Yeah. There we go. That's done. That is done right there. And that is him for the most part. We didn't do the tan on the face, so we're going to grab that real quick. We did everything there, though. So let's grab that tan on that face. And since it's just going to be on the skin layer, we're going to create another layer on top of that. We'll call it tan. And we're going to create a clipping mask. Pardon me. Probably my girlfriend. Yep. I love my girlfriend so much. No other notifications that are of note. Only my girlfriend's noteworthy. Come back up here. We're going to do one last little bit of cleanup real quick. Get that little stray hair. There we go. That's better. That's so much better. Alright, come back over here to tan. And for this, we're actually going to grab the airbrush. That was a weird face I made. And I don't know if I like that yet, so we're just going to kind of keep kind of playing around with it until it looks good. There we go. Just kind of hit some of those edges there. It may be a little distracting. We'll try it for now. I don't know that I'm going to keep it, but we're going to try it for now. Okay, so you may think, oh, well, that looks pretty good. We're done. Well, we're actually not done. As you can see over here, I've got a couple other swatches that I've laid out. There's shadow, there's glow, and there's light. So what we're going to do is we're going to collapse the folder now, and you're going to rename this colors. We're going to create a new layer on top of that. Actually, we're going to create 3. All of them are going to become clipping masks. Now, the cool thing about clipping masks is that when one clipping mask clips to the layer below it, and you've got it connected to a folder, it's going to affect all those colors at the same time. So we are going to have to be kind of careful with how we're doing this. The other cool thing about a clipping mask is when you've got 1, 2, 3 right on top of each other, they're all going to affect the layers that it's clipped to. So the bottom layer, this layer here, will not affect this layer, or it won't affect that clipping layer. All these are going to clip to this specifically. And let's see, we're going to name this shadows, glow, actually, and light. Shadows, light, glow is what you want to do. Or you want to specifically change this to a specific kind of layer, so you can actually affect the kind of layer it is. So it can be a normal layer. We're going to change the shadow layer to a multiply layer. The light layer is going to be a soft light layer, and the glow layer is literally going to be a add glow layer. So with that selected, and with your darker kind of contrasted, heavily saturated, or less saturated, excuse me, less saturated purple, you're going to use that as your shadows. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab the pen tool, and I'm going to use the G pen for this. Kind of close that in. Oops. Dang it, keep doing the wrong thing. I'm not perfect. Never said I was. Alright. And we're just going to hit where everything the light doesn't touch. Everything the light touches. What about that shadowy place? Never go there, Simba. But what if I don't ever go there, Simba? Da na 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 na. Simba went there. Okay. And like I said, I'm just kind of... I need to work closer, but I'm going to hit these places first. And the reason being is because I can come back and I can fine-tune them in a minute. Like I said, I can kind of fine tune it here in a minute, but we're just gonna leave this as is. Okay. Okay. Kind of hit those shadows some more. Again, hit that right there. Okay. Okay. Now that I've got kind of like where I want most of my shadows to fall, we're going to go in and we're going to do some fine tuning. Zoom in on that face. We're going to make that a little bit smaller. Just kind of now we kind of want sharp shadows with this style, since it is a very extremely cartoony style. There we go. We'll kind of darken that lip there. darken the inside of that ear. Hit the inside of that curve there, that one there. Alright, so we're doing just a little bit of cleanup there. And we're just hitting certain areas. Again, we're kind of missing some spots here, so I still kind of want that look there. Kind of come down here and fix that a little bit more. There we go. Like I said, this is mostly just us doing cleanup at this point. And you want to fine-tune everything. I'll probably put this back up on as a shorter video at some point in the future. And again, I'm kind of coming in here, and as I'm getting a closer look, I'm seeing that there are some spaces that have been missed. So we're going to have to come back in and clean up a little bit more. There we go. Actually, leave that there. Put that all there. We'll have to come back in again in a second and fix that. There we go. Oh, nope, I don't want to cut, I just want to undo. There we go. There we go. And for the most part, I'm pretty happy with that coloring. Like I said, we'll have to fill in some more blanks here and there just as we go along, but no one's going to notice from a great distance if there's a little bit poking through. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come up here, we're going to grab this color, and we're going to go to, let's see, actually let's go to soft light real quick. Go back over to this swatch, grab the light, and we're going to grab the airbrush again. We're going to do the soft brush. We're going to make it a little bit bigger. And we're just going to hit, we'll adjust as we go along. You'll want to adjust the size of your brush as you go along. And we're going to be hitting very specific areas. Now this is a very hard color to see on red, so that was kind of my mistake to pick it. But we're going to hit the top of that, hit that, hit that. We're going to hit the top of his cheeks here. We're going to hit the top of his forehead, that, his lip, top of his nose there, that edge, a little bit more on that edge. Make it a little bigger so we can hit the top of the shoulder pad. A little bit more there. A little bit more there. And you can't really see it on this yellow. That's okay. We're going to hit it on that. Hit right here. Right there. Tops of his shoes there. Tops of the shoes there. Edge of that coat there. We don't want it to overpower, we just kind of want it to accent it. But you definitely want to make sure that it's there. Okay, now we're going to go over here to add glow. Hit X, we're going to do that. And we just want to hit it in like little spots. Like that and that. Right there. Just on the tips of the fingers. Tip of that ear there. Just on that lip. And the glow's where it's going to hit that chain the best, because you want it to kind of hit on top. And a little bit on the tops of these shoes, like right there, and there, there. Maybe a little bit like there, but you want to kind of blend that out a little bit more. Tops of the knees, right there and there. A little bit of the edge there, a little bit of the edge there, a little bit of the edge there, a little top of the edge here. And that's pretty much it. I mean, you don't have to do a whole lot to it. I am going to take that light. We are going to kind of take the opacity down on a little bit more because it was a little too overpowering. That should be good. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add a couple of effects. So I'm going to grab that. We're going to add another, this time it's going to be a glow dodge layer. And we're going to come over here. And we're going to hit some of these metal spots. I'm actually going to grab the highlight this time, and we're going to switch it over to this yellow. And we're going to go above. What's wrong here? What is wrong with this picture? Normal. Switch it to normal. See what happens. Well, I guess we'll just switch it to normal. We did miss some of the chains with our glow dodge area, so we're going to come back. Come back to the add glow area. Oops. There we go. That kind of nice perfect sheen there. Turns it almost white. Okay. There we are. Alright, so let's come back over here. We're going to grab the chains, Come over here. We're going to go back down because we are pretty much done. We've just been adding a few little highlights here and there. Let's, oh, my friend Willie is playing Tekken. Come to accoutrement and grab the turnip pin. There we go. That'll fix up some of these areas here. Okay. I'm pretty happy with pretty much everything that's been going on here. Don't think I gotta hit any more of those. Gotta hit a little bit of that right there. Got a little bit outside the line there. Alright, we'll grab that, go to suit, get his crotch, see if there's any more places we missed. Right there will be fine. Excuse me. Ugh, that looks bad right there, so let's go up here to shadows. Get rid of that. See if we can fix that up a little bit. That looks pretty good right there. Grab that. Come back down to suit. Hit it. Why is that a different color? That's better. Must have did something wrong. A little bit of the suit there, a little bit of it there. Grab the shoes, cover it. Shoes. Cover that up. Oh, right. There we go, clean that up a little bit, and that's fine. Alright. And I'm happy with that. What we will do is we're going to do a really cheap and easy shadow. I like how that turned out. That's pretty stout. Again, grab the shadow layer, come back over here, grab our elliptical marquee tool. Whoops. Come down below here, below all that. Change that to a multiply layer. Zoom in a little bit so I can actually grab it. Oops. Come on. There we go. Copy and paste that. And all the layers there. And you can see where they kind of all overlap with each other, and that's a real easy way to do the layers. But what we are going to do is we're going to grab our airbrush tool again. We're going to do the soft edge, and we're just going to kind of blend that out a little bit more. Just out to the sides a little bit, and that's all we really want to do. And now what I want to do is I want to grab the blur tool, and I just want to blur the edges. I don't want that hard edge there. And that's not the best shadow in the world, but it is a shadow. It exists underneath our character and gives him depth. 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 There we go. Alright. Turn that off. We now have a white background for him to exist on. And that is my homework for, I believe, Wednesday. And it is done. And we'll probably just go ahead and turn it in, because it's just pretty easy to do. But yeah, I noticed we had one person watching. So hi, how you doing? Glad that somebody came and watched. And that's pretty much the homework done for today. There's not much else really left to do. I can take a request. We can draw something together. Ooh, that was tart. Oh, and it's already almost 4:30. Damn. Okay. Well, I think that's probably going to have to do it then. What else was I going to say? I guess kind of closing remarks. I guess the one thing I could say about doing this particular style of drawing that I do, well, it's probably not the best thing anyone on the internet has ever seen, and you've probably seen people do this all the time. In fact, I learned from watching other people do their art. But this helped me kind of perfect my own little cartoony style that I do. You know, there are so many different ways to do it. I think one of the next things I'll probably do today is I'll probably work on my comic book, since I actually have some time today. I can't get any further in class until I get feedback from the teachers. In fact, let's take a look at class real quick. Let's save this. File, save as. Well, first of all, we'll just save. Now, you'll notice I didn't save a lot while I was doing this, and I really should have done that. I can't save this. I can't save this as a Photoshop PDF file, which is what I have to turn it in as. I can, however, with this program, convert it to a Photoshop file. And go back in here. And I'll just go ahead and open up Photoshop. You guys won't be able to see me pull up Photoshop. I can actually probably grab it real quick. See if it's gonna pop up here. It may not pop up on OBS. In fact, I hope it doesn't cause OBS to crash, because it's still loading Photoshop. As soon as Photoshop gets loaded up, we can probably okay. Ack. There we go. Ugh. There we go. Jeez. Can you fit it to the window? There we go. It's taking forever to load, per usual. Of course, I do have a slow computer. Here we go. Still not coming up. It's not coming up for you guys. I don't know why it's not. Let's window capture. Let's get rid of that window capture. Let's do a new window capture. Whatever. Whatever. You just gotta take my word for it. So we're gonna save this to a PDF real quick. School projects. Save it as a Photoshop file first. I didn't mean to do open. I'm going to do save. PDF. There we go. Now I can turn that in. And that's one homework assignment out of the way. Can't do any of my animation stuff. Attached, you will find my villain colors swatches. Feedback is welcomed and encouraged. Add the attachments, upload. We can close out this program now. We can close out Photoshop. Whoops, didn't want to do that one. Upload the PDF. That's what we wanted. And we'll let that upload. Alright, so with that being said, we'll probably end up working on some more of my comic book today. I have been fighting with myself on my comic book a lot lately, and one of the things that I have really kind of shirked my duties on was getting the comic book finished before South Carolina Comic Con, which I will not be able to attend this year. I almost always attend it. I'll probably just go as a guest this year. I will not be able to attend as an artist. Unless I can get my friggin' unless I can get my friggin' paycheck this week, that would be wonderful. But if whoever's out there watching can think of something you want me to draw with you guys one day, or you want to see me work on something specific, maybe this time, maybe next time, not work on schoolwork, maybe you've seen too many things of me doing colors, maybe you want to see how I get to this process, let me know. Drop me a line. You can find me on my social media. Tweet me at JNRComicArtist, or you can find me on Instagram at ArtistJohn1982. You can find me on Reddit on ArtistJohn1982 there as well. And I believe you can find me on Facebook just as Jon Riggins. And of course you can read my comic book for free at knightsoftheoblivion.com. So check it out, guys. We love y'all. We'll see you soon. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next one.